everyone. And check in, post a comment, let us know that you're here. Simone here, and we're just coming on for a quick Facebook Live. We have Mr. Julius Handbag Gabriel with us, and as we know, he's a bus driver in Dominica, and he just wanted to stop by to tell us about the reality on the ground in Dominica, because as we know, gas prices have continued to rise in Dominica, and we can hear a lot of the other side of the story from the government's perspective and everything. But it's so important to check in with the local people. Julius is a bus driver, and he's going to stop by just to tell us about the reality on the ground for him, for bus drivers, for local people, for everyone who's impacted by this hike in gas. And many times when we have these conversations, folks like to say, well, we're crying the country down. This is happening everywhere. Let's just take a breath, right? So we're only concerned with Dominica, what is going on with our people. And yes, we have to have these conversations because it's impacting everyone's life. So I want to welcome to the program as he tells us about his current situation with the rising gas prices. And of course, we encourage you to share the live, let everyone know that we're here so you too can join in the conversation. So Handbag, how are you? Unmute your mic.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing fine. How are you doing, Simon?
Yes, I am well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. Thank you for putting in the air and giving me a little thing to have a little view with you and stuff like that. I welcome you, and I welcome everybody to the live.
Yes. So kind of just tell us, what is going on, how the prices have been rising in the last few weeks, what you've been seeing on the ground.
Well, what I'm seeing on the ground is a gas price. The gas price is going up, and they're claiming it on Russia and Ukraine, and saying Russia and Ukraine, they are the ones that giving the gas and they're bringing the fuel up, but they're not authorizing nobody to tell them how the gas is going up, because we haven't get no gas right now. The same gas we got since that before Ukraine and Russia started their fight. We never get gas. But all of a sudden, government set up their gas, their price of cost of living, they said most of the thing high up. That government, for instance, always sending things high up and in not decision. What we sending it up for, what we doing that for, what we doing. At least you can authorize us and tell us, okay, we're giving a gas price so we can go towards it, because the bus drivers feeling it, the people that have their cars, the people that have their vans, the farmers, the fishermen feeling it, all of us feeling it. And
so just tell us what the prices were before, and tell us what the prices are right now.
The prices were before at 12, 14, 12, going up to 30, it go up to 13, it go up to 14, and right now it's 14.87 per gallon. 14. So the bus drivers make up a mind, like for instance, they want to bring up the price, but you cannot bring up your price because, for instance, you can bring it up without telling the people why we bring it up, because most of the people are telling us like we're selling up the gas, we're jacking up the gas, but at least they're not getting enough money for their working, the workers that working, the civil servants saying no, you cannot rise it up because cost of living already too high. They can't afford to pay the $5, and the salary is not so high. So we cannot afford to pay. They can afford to pay $7 because we're going to charge $7 per person for the Grand Bay district. $7, but they say they cannot pay. So which is the government supposed to intervene, but the government haven't said nothing. What the government do on Thursday, they went on the media with the commissioner, with the deputy, and they start to give the deputy and the commissioner films, like for instance, to go to the bus drivers and tell them they cannot jack up price. But we are the bus drivers, we are the ones who helping to pay the tax in the country, because the country don't have no revenues where it can make money, where it can bring incomes, because the only incomes the country will bring in was passport. But the passports now was only for a gang. It was not for the country. So which in case, if you are the government, at least you can go to the passport sellers and you could tell them at least go to and put some money back towards the bus drivers and towards the people, because the people are, we are going through a hard struggle in this country under that present government. That present government, he have a gang, and the gang is like, for instance, take the resources of the country, and we're not going nowhere. And I'm seeing it, we're not going nowhere
But
because
Handbag,
that.
what do you say? What do you say to people? Because a lot of people are saying, "Well, we're suffering too. You know, the bus drivers are looking to increase their prices, but we're suffering too. At least you guys got a stimulus. You were the only group who got a stimulus with COVID-19. So we're suffering. So why are you trying to take off your frustration on us by raising the bus fare?"
But we don't want to at least go to the people. We don't want to go to the people because the government give a stimulus, which is I got $3,600, and we are supposed to get at least 15,000 EC. But some of the bus drivers was like, for instance, the government could buy some of them, give them $200 and tell them don't follow one back, because most of them come to me last week, and we're trying to we're trying to at least demonstrate maybe end of this month. So which is the
There's going to
government.
be a demonstration.
Yeah, I am looking towards it. I am looking towards it. So which in case all the bus drivers, we planning to stop somewhere and do not carry no passengers, and we want to do it at least for 2 weeks, so we can close the country. We are the ones that can close the country right now. We have this strength because we don't have no resources in this island. We have water. Our government, we don't have a factory for water. We have belief. Our government don't have a factory for the belief. So we have so many things that we can create employment, and this government is bringing everything down. Is when the CARICOM met last week, they told them they're going to try to raise up funds to help the farmers, so the farmers now can create certain things in this island to help the country, because this government bring down the farmers to the lowest point, and the only options he had was the passport sellers. If you listen to them on Tuesdays on Q95, you could hear what they're saying and the cutting of certain people. So this government is not a government that will develop a country. He bringing the country down to the lowest point. If you look well, we are trying to get towards this government, and this government is showing like a dark way, like he don't want to see people. He don't want to see people. The people he
But
want
let
to
me
see.
ask you this. Let me ask you this, Handbag. So what will you guys be demanding when you do the protest? What are y'all
Well,
demanding?
we are going to demand for the salary for the civil servant and the bus drivers. At least the civil servant can get at least traveling for busing, like the government can put a 20% or 5% or 10% on their salary, so
Okay,
that they
so
can.
they can add to the fares that the people are paying for the bus fare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because the government have this money. They have this money because they sold a lot of passports, and we could see it. They have the money, but which in case they're waiting a general election so that they could pump up this money to the general election. That is this government, because they did that to me in the by-election November 25th. So they're trying to create an impression like, for instance, they don't have money. They don't have money. They have the NEP, and they have the passport sellers, which in them passport sellers, all of them are rich people. They are rich, so they are the ones who have the riches of this country. So if we demonstrate in that country right now to the government and demonstrate very good, like we don't want to block the road, but the bus drivers are not going nowhere. We are planning to stop at Lubier, and the bus drivers from Maho will stop at Kenfield. So which in case we will create something they create, like for instance, the government have to get intervene. They have to get intervene in that, because they are putting us on, and the country is going so low. Simon, Oh, I'm telling you, it's very bad,
Yeah, but let me
really
let me
bad.
ask you this, Handbag, and I'm really happy that you're joining us to just tell us about the reality on the ground for bus drivers
Yeah.
and everyone as the gas prices are rising. And we have a few people on the Facebook Live, so we want to say good afternoon to them. Jude Warrington, Josephine Williams, and a couple of other people are here with us. So thank you for joining us as we talk to Handbag about the reality on the ground as prices continue to rise. But Handbag, I also heard that you guys are increasing the bus fare for college students. So now the college students who have no jobs are going to be required to pay adult fare for the buses?
Yeah, because some guys told me on Friday, on Thursday, I met some bus drivers from the Stock Farm area, and they told me they bring up the price already. So I tell them, fellas, we cannot do that. We cannot force the people. We have to think of what we're doing, and we have to have a proper way so that them people can get the college students can get a finance from the government. The government supposed to pay a finance for the college children, and also the children are going to school because we have the money. So we cannot go to the people one time. We have to go to the heads of this country. We have to go to Roosevelt Skerrit. We have to go to the president, which is Charles Savre. We have to go to all the ministers because most each of the ministers supposed to have a ministry. So
Mhm.
you're supposed to have a ministry for a minister. So the minister will call the prime minister. So which is the minister supposed to take notes of everything, and then he bring the thing to cabinet, and they will say, okay, let us meet the bus drivers so that they can afford to pay the children fee. Because the government can employ at least somebody to each bus stop, so they can write a list, and every Friday you give the bus drivers, if it's $300 each of them, for the school children, because remember people don't have the money. The country
Mhm.
is in a crisis. So we have to try to negotiate with the government. We're not supposed to bring up price already, but we're supposed to do something, let them know what we're going to do. Because this government is like he playing a game. He playing a game, like, for instance, like he playing a game like that is his country. Because for you to be what you want to be in this country, you have to have resources, and you're supposed to sell so that we have incomes coming in this country. But if we have to look on Russia, we have to look on Ukraine, we have to look on America to give us. We don't have a resources. We don't have nothing coming in,
Mhm.
nothing going out. But we're just looking for everybody to give. So the bus
But
drivers
but
could
but
say,
Handbag, let me ask you this because we're talking about the rise in gas prices and increasing the bus fares. Don't you anticipate like some aggressive passengers will not want to pay the bus fare? I've already seen one person post something on Facebook where the bus driver was asking her to pay more money, and she's like, "I'm not paying you more money." And first of all, let's talk about that. And also, raising the bus fare is kind of illegal without, the permission from the right authorities. So, do you anticipate that people will get angry when you say you're gonna have to raise the bus fare?
yeah, because when I said that, yes, I said that on Wednesday, and the people
Mm-hmm.
told me, the civil servant told me they cannot afford to pay no more money. Government haven't put any thing in place, nothing. So they tell me, I tell them, no, I'm just telling all you. We're just talking about it because you think the gas is going up, and they said the gas is reaching to $18.17 in next 2 more weeks. So I said, no, we cannot afford to go. We'll not make nothing. Bosses are not making no money. So we have to explain to them, because we have to talk to them to tell them, no, we want more money because we're not getting enough. We do have nothing in Boston for us to be driving passengers just for $5, just for 350 at Bellevue, $4 at Pichney. So it's not making no sense. Like when you work for the
Yeah, and
day,
that's the question Sharon Darival was just asking. What was the bus fare and how much are you guys raising it? So you're raising it from like $4 to $7?
like for instance, we were planning for Bellevue to Pichney. We would hold at $5 from Bellevue to Pichney because we have a lot of hills to climb and stuff like that. And we were planning from Pichney towards Granby, which in case Rosa towards Granby, which at $6 to $7.
Mm-hmm.
But which in case we have to negotiate that with the people. Remember, the people, if we don't have the people, we don't have a boss. So you have to ask the people first, but the people told us they cannot do it. They're supposed to have a thing from the government, and the government supposed to give them a raise on the salary. So which in case we have to try to negotiate that with the government supposed to meet the bus drivers, because we planning for us to go on the road. We planning for us to go on the road because we
So
have to
you
go.
guys are giving them up until what date, and then you're gonna go on
We try to
strike?
give them month end of March, 31st of March. We're trying to give them so we can know exactly what we're doing on the 1st of April to 2nd to 3rd. What are we doing? Because we're supposed to do something. Simon,
And
I'm
and your
telling you.
demand is that you want the government to subsidize the bus fare so that you guys can earn money and people can continue to pay the same amount they would normally pay. Is that your demand?
Well, my demand is like, for instance, my demand is first thing I'm saying. My demand is like, for instance, put put give somebody a work so that they could stay by the bus stop, and like for instance, pledge some money to the bus drivers every Fridays. Like every each bus driver at least can get $200-300, because which in case they're doing something, they're doing a service to the country, because the bus drivers that have the country rolling right now.
Right.
Some might maybe not paying their license, but they're paying their insurance. But some might, because for instance, the country is a very in a bad state. It's not developing as it's supposed to. The government, remember what I'm told. I said the government is holding all the resources of this country because it can at least give somebody a work so that they can stay by the bus stop and say, all the fellas, not to carry passengers for $10, neither $5. We will get into that. So if we got that, we know the bus drivers can say, okay, let us work with what we're working, because you're supposed to have a work with the you're supposed to work with the people. We're working with the people. So all the people keep on asking me, what are we doing? So I'm telling them we will try to meet. I trying to meet all of them maybe on Wednesday, so we can have a talk, we can have a word, we can have a meeting, and then we can know what step we're taking. Because we're taking failures and nobody's care. Because the only thing I noticed what this government is doing. He had a meeting with the police commissioner, with the deputy, and he talking about this RSS, which in case if we try anything, he have the RSS there to defend him, because that is
Yeah,
what he's doing.
because handbag, this is what I heard on the news, that from the chairman of the transportation board, that it's illegal to raise the bus fare without consultation with the transportation board. So pretty much what you guys are trying to do with raising the prices is essentially illegal. That's what they're saying.
No, but listen, the transportation, most of the guys, as you talk about the transportation board, most of them are supporting the government, because what happened, for instance, they rather lose than they gain. Because for instance, you like a bus is your business, it's not government business. That is your business. If you fail from the bus, you fail. You don't have
A safety net.
when you reach at the age of 60, 65, you don't have a
Right.
pension. You're
Oh,
just
you
on your
don't.
own. No, you don't have a pension. That is your work.
So you're
If
supposed to contribute to Social Security in that case.
Yeah, but if you right, for instance, that is a good idea. But if you're making money for social security, you could go to social security. But if you're not making the money, where are you going? You can't go to social
Right.
security. You
Right.
cannot go to social security. The only thing you have, if you have 2 pence, you have to try to take 1 cent from it and put it from somewhere. So if in case something happens to you, you can go towards it. And when it finishes, you know it's death. You're going to die because you're in pain. You don't have nothing. So if hospital come towards, you're the bus driver, you have to go to scare it and beg him. And he likes that. But some of us, we don't want to do it. We cannot go to prime minister and beg prime minister. We're supposed to work to achieve. That is what we're supposed to do. We have to work to achieve. And if I cannot come to you, Miss Simon, and tell you, morning, I need some assistance from you, and I have all my health, and I well and strong
Right.
and healthy, and I'm coming to you.
You want to work.
Fall. I
Yeah.
am going to come and cry and fall, because why should I in front of you begging you? You have to stand firm. So the bus drivers, most of them, cannot stand firm. For instance, if they have to go to Julius pharmacy I noticed that already. Some bus drivers told me they had wanted to buy some tonic to at Jolly's pharmacy, and they had to go to the pal rep. So which in case we go into a loss. We are not going to a win. We're going to a loss. So I'm telling the bus drivers, most of them, that's supporting. I don't tell you to support who you want. You have a right to support who you want, but support the person. But when it's wrong, put it on the table. Don't put it
And
on the
it's
table.
it's interesting that you mention Jollies because Leon Lando is with us. He is Carlton Lando. Sorry, Carlton, I'm selling out your business on Facebook,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
thank
okay. You'll
you.
forgive me. So he's
Welcome,
with us.
welcome,
So we say
Katana.
good afternoon to Carlton, Judith Ogis, Debina Toussaint, Martha Thomas, Delma Blondell Henderson is here. So we want to say good evening, good afternoon to everyone who's joining us on this Facebook Live. Again, Mr. Julius Handbag is just here to update us on the reality on the ground in Dominica. And we would love to hear your contribution as well, as he's already told us how the prices are climbing steadily, even on the gas that was already in Dominica. Because I think one of the concerns, Handbag, was that the prices went up on gas that was already in Dominica. Yet in
Yes.
places like the BVI, they made sure that the gas companies did not raise the gas on the stock that was already in the island. So I think one of
Yeah,
the
because
frustrations is to see the price rise on gas that was already in Dominica even before the new shipment came in.
yes, that is exactly excellent from you, because I heard it from the BVI. The Prime Minister said they have do not bring up the price on the gas. They will have somebody to inspect, to notify. No,
Yes.
nobody bring up the gas, nobody bring up the flour, nobody bring up the light, nobody bring up anything. And
Mm-hmm.
this government is not taking care of that. What he's doing is, like for instance, like when you gamble in, some of them say you're taking out the tickets. That means you're taking out for the light, you're taking out for the gas, you're taking out for the pipe, you're taking out for everything. And this one is there. He's doing that for years. He's doing that. He's not working with the people. He's giving the people, like for instance, telling them, I'm working for you, but I'm not working for you. Because as soon as he hear Russia and Ukraine, the first thing he looking for the best of it, so that he could tax all the taxi drivers, all the bus drivers, all the people that are in their shopping. And this government is doing it on purpose. He's doing it as a wickedness. I have to say it as is. I will not lie about it. I will not lie. You don't have to do that to your people. You don't have to do that. We are the people of the country. We just are 70, we're not 70,000 people. We may be 65 to 68,000 people. Because remember, people going every day. And which in case we had the COVID, some people die. We still under COVID a little in Dominica. We still
Yep.
under COVID a little. So which in case you have to work with the people, but it's not working with the people. He's working like if you want to make a demonstration, if you want to do something, but that will not work. We are independent in this country. We
And
don't
then
own.
the other thing we saw also, Handbag, and it's just about cushioning the blow of the increase in gas prices for everyone. Because the other thing we saw is like in places like Antigua, where I think what they did is they waived the taxes. Barbados also took action with cushioning the blow. So I think what you're saying is that you just need help to kind of cushion the blow, because for the bus drivers, you guys are in a unique situation, because not only do you need the fares to sustain your family, but you also need maintenance of your bus, right? And
Of
then you
course.
guys, I think, will pay an extra fee to maintain the roads. So it's a lot. It's a lot on you.
Yeah, because for instance, I went to this we had a demonstration for the COVID, and I went to this government and I told them, he Roosevelt carried Blackmore, Cassany, I could name all of them. It was six of them. And I told them we need to fix the Grand Bay Road. The Grand Bay Road is very, very dangerous. And for instance, we need some culverts, we need some this. He told me they're going to do the road in January. January parts, we meet in March. Look, we're going to be in April. He said they're going to start it in June. So we think that is a form of lying. That is a form of you lying to the people, and we're paying $150 for road maintenance, $150 plus 730 EC for the license.
Mm.
$730
Every
every
year,
year,
every year.
and $150 on the 730. So you do the calculation and see what is going through. And you're paying the taxes in this country. And who tell you everybody does have their hand like they're praying. They're praying for a different Lord that living in Dominica to give us whip, and everybody does their saying, but what I can do. You can imagine the amount of people that telling me what to say on a media. They tell me handbag, I cannot say nothing. No, if I say something, I will not get nothing. But it's the only thing I am really saying. I'm always saying to people, nothing from nothing is nothing. And I already see
Mhm.
people climb different ladders and they fall. So I'm just giving us a small word today there from with you. I'm just giving a small word to Roosevelt Scary. Please, 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 we will not scared about the police. We will stand up for our right, because Ukraine standing up no matter what, so we can stand up. We are a small population and we can stand, because what is going on there is not nice. You
So
cannot
let me
have a
ask
bus.
you this. Let me ask you
Yes.
this, handbag. Are all the bus drivers in agreement about the possibility of a strike on April 1st? Is everyone in
Yeah.
agreement? Is there solidarity?
Oh, 90% of them. Imagine my phone's ringing. 90% of them passing and telling me when and back when you. So I'm telling them, let us look to see what happening. So I'll go to Matt on Wednesday, on Thursday or Wednesday. I'll go to Matt on Q95, and I'll pass all to the bus drivers and tell them what we're doing. We will not pay them the fees. I am asking all the bus drivers that put up the fee, bring it down, keep the
Hmm.
same rate, and let us stand up for our right in this country. We have to stand up. We cannot be like
And we
that
have
every time.
we have
We
quite an
cannot.
audience, so we wanna thank them for being here. Stanley Paul, good to see you. Royston Francis, yes, Leon Lando, yes, nice to see you as well. Marvelyn Breeder, who is the man he is referring to? I think he's referring to the Prime Minister, Marvelyn Gabriel Leblanc. This is why Chavez was put in Petrocarib in the Caribbean, but them, I won't say the word, make a mess out of it. So handbag, let me ask you, because we have to wrap up in a little while. I have another meeting to attend,
No
but let
problem, no
me
problem.
ask you,
Yes.
are the gas prices also going up? The household, the cylinder of gas you pay
Yes,
for in Dominica, is that also
yesterday I
rising as
buy
well?
yeah, yesterday I bought a Shell cylinder for 39
How much was it
dollars.
before?
It was 27
Wow, that's quite an
$27.
increase.
Oh, very, very, don't talk about it. So it's
Hmm.
very, very high. And can you imagine, flowers went up, sugar went up, everything going up. And we just then this country just get taking blows.
Right. Because I think that was one of the arguments I heard, that people are complaining that, you need to go to the transportation board to ensure that you have permission to raise the fares. But they're talking about how the supermarkets are raising their prices without permission from everyone. Everything else is being raised without permission from anyone. But when it comes to the bus drivers wanting to increase their fare, then there's a problem.
But listen to me, once you're a leader, like I'm a leader to my boss when I'm driving passengers, once you're a leader and you don't care, the first appearance you did when you went to office as prime minister, you said to people, no law, no constitution. And that creating a big problem in this island, because people killing people, and they getting the weapons and everybody getting a bail. So which in case no law, no constitution. So this government, this present government right now is like everybody doing what they want in this country. You parking where you want, you doing what you want, you can do. If I tell you, Miss Simmons, if I tell you, I could give you a whole list of this government. This government have more pages than a Bible. A Bible is 66 books. And this government have more than 66 books. Can you imagine that? And the Bible is like expired, so I'm just giving you a thing. So when you look at this government, like it's not holding nothing accountable. Like if he want to give you that blow, like when they were doing the passport selling, he said, "Oh, we're doing this passport selling and but we didn't gain from the passport selling." St. Kitts gave the people free stimulus package, and we never get none. If we the bus drivers didn't stand, we'd never get no money. And we just have a group of of fellas in this country, lawyers and government workers. They are they are the ones who having the resources of the country, and we are trying to let them know all who have the resources of the country are failing us in business because the bus drivers failing. The bus drivers failing. I work on this. I work in the bus business for 27 years. Right now, 27 years. I in the bus business. 27 years. My last bus there, right now I have HF392. It's 20, this year giving it 25 years.
Wow.
This year giving it 25 years. I keep it up to a standard where I can maintain it. This bus I have to take care of because I see the economy is not going nowhere. Factories closing, school, we don't have a proper school. Certain things happening. Where is the factories? Where is the business? So if in case, if we have business in this country, I hand back and go for another new boss. But I'm not saying nowhere to go for another new boss. Everybody, when somebody help my boss, somebody tell me, oh, I have only 350, I have only $4, I have only 250, I have $1.50. I cannot go to come up from my steering wheel and go down to you and hold
Oh,
you
so
another
you
$4.
take it. So you accept whatever they have.
Whatever they have,
Wow.
you have to help. You have to help. I am going through a situation in so many certain passengers when they do have. I have to say no problem.
Wow.
I have to say no problem. It have some of my supporters tell me, Handbag, you didn't know how the business be. I tell them no problem. What you have, you'll give. Do not take advantage. That is the only thing I can say. So which in case you can go to a way, you the government, at least put something on the board, put something on the table, but he's not putting nothing. He is doing something on purpose, like he's doing your wickedness, and you know you have to take that wickedness. I see it in the by-election. I saw it in the by-election what he was doing. And he was playing like he was a blind mice, but he was not a blind mice. I take my work seriously. I'm telling it to you. I take my work seriously and I'm taking it with a level and I know exactly where I'm going. I will reach to the
But what
goal.
would you say? What would you say though, Handbag? Because now we're asking for help from the government, but we know that the CBI program is now in jeopardy. So the government kind of have to, retain all the money that they have. So maybe they can't really help anybody right now because now that we're here and the CBI program might be ending in a couple of years.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on
the
that?
CBI, my thoughts on that, I glad the CBI closed. That is one thing I could clap for that. That is very good because the CBI, that was not for Dominicans. That was for just for a group. And you could hear the groups. They are small groups, but they are billionaires in this country. They have all the resources. So I glad the CBI funds closed, which in case our passport is going and we don't know the people. For instance, if you're selling a passport to Dominic, I'm selling a passport to the US. The person you sold the passport to supposed to come and build a factory, supposed to come and create jobs. You selling a passport to somebody and nobody don't know the person. And we are from Dominica. I am a Dominican, I am from Granby. So which in case you selling a passport to Simone and Simone, she have millions of dollars. She brought a passport from me for millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we're not seeing the profits of the passports. And this is our passport. This is our
But
passport.
what do you say to people that say you shouldn't be applauding the fact that the CBI might go away because it's going to be more suffering for Dominicans because that is what the NEP program, for example, the National Employment Program, that is what sustains it. So you really shouldn't be clapping about the fact that it might potentially go away.
Listen to why should I clap for it? Because tell you why, we don't have the profits of it. The NEPs are just getting 500 EC per month. 500 EC. When I ask for $2,000 for them per month, 2,000 per month. They haven't got it. They haven't got nothing. But we are in one man going and build a hotel for $27 million at Lale Coco, which in case that is, and they said that is CBI funds, and that 27 million US could do. You know what it could do in this country? That would create a kind of a factory and to bring resources to this island. And can you imagine you giving 27 million to one man to build a hotel? And we don't have a lot of tourism coming in this island because right now there's a COVID that running and Ukraine and Russia is between a war. So which in case we don't need that. So the 27 million, if you had used it to help the economy, I would clap. I would say, now I'm seeing the CBI fund making good good effort to this island. You're giving somebody a home, which in case is not them that building the home, it's the Chinese that building the home for them, which is CBI funds. The Chinese getting all the resources they are getting it from our CBI, from our passport. You have to take the notes well enough. When I clap about it, we're not getting profits from it. We the Dominicans, we're not getting profits from it. It's Hayden not getting everything. Hayden. So which in case
Yeah, so
all
you're
of it
saying you're so
now, we're not
so
getting
you're
nothing.
essentially saying that the money was in one set of people's hands anyway. The general public wasn't benefiting, so no love lost.
No love lost because, for instance, if look right now, they're trying to build some homes at center. That is my village, Grande. They're building it at center. The CBI fund. And Tony Hayden that building it. And you have to have 30,000 EC in a bank for you to take a loan for you to start the house at center. So what you doing that to the people? And you are the government, you're supposed to give them a certain amount of money and let them sign, put a lawyer to it, government lawyer, which in case I give you $50,000 to start. So you can start the house. You're telling the people, go to the bank, take a loan, and start it own, and we will give all us after a certain amount of time, we'll give all a certain amount of money. So you see now CBI going to us. Let us calculate it properly. You see it going to us, go to Mr. Hayden. So we have to let them know the CBI, let it finish. So let us see what next revenue for us to go to it. When I clap about it, do not take me wrong. No Dominicans, do not take me wrong. But I see we're not profiting, we're not getting no profits from it. We are not getting. We are losing in Miss Simon. We are losing See bus drivers, at least somebody that get in the CBI, the government could give us something to help us, to help the people at their home. It has certain people that don't have nothing today Sunday, and it are people that have so much. For instance, we pass Maria, we pass Erica, we pass Maria. After the government gets so much goods to help the people. After Maria, after Erica, they throw the goods at the labas, and then we are supposed to get it. So if the CBI come and you doing the profits, it's not for yourself, you keeping it. We have to go fair and square in this world. I go in fair and square, I see what are going on. I've got 46 years in this island. 46 years I have in this island. 46 years. I am telling you, this government is the worst I have seen in my life. Worst.
Yeah,
I
and
am telling
I also wanna ask you about what happened after the by-election handbag. But let me acknowledge a couple of people on the Facebook Live before we do so. We have, let's see who is here with us. We have quite an audience, so we're happy that you're joining us today. Didin Stevens, Gabriel LeBlanc, Caesarina Elwin Augustus, thank you for joining us. Johnny LaPlanti, I think. Ashanta Alexander, great to see you. Catherine Nicholas, Leslie Charles out there in St. Lucia, great to see you. Sandy Williams, Raphael Laura, great to see you. Glenroy Henry, Gwendolyn John, YL Philip, Jocelyn Ferrall, Osti, Laurent, Marlon Brady again, Carol Olivachi Bruni, Neto, my cousin, Ziska, Sarah. So we have quite an audience on the live. So we're happy that you're here. And remember, we don't have to agree on everything that each other say. The most important thing is to respect each other's opinions. So thank you for following along with us. Herbert Williams, thank you for being here. Kappa, Celia Gordon, Kat Harrison, thank you for being here. Joanne William, and Kat Harrison is waving her flags. So great to see you. So Handbag, let me ask you, what happened after the by-election? You know, I've seen a few pictures on social media. It looks like things are going on in Grand Bay. So what's going on since the by-election in March of last,
Oh,
that was
let me
March
give
of
you
last
the
year. When was the
well
by-election? November?
yeah, November the 25th. Great
Okay.
things are happening in Granby. They painting the wall at the boulevard in Granby with ice green and gold. This is the wall. This is a sea wall, and this people. Some people keep on telling me best they should take that paint and help most of the people that cannot paint their house, because he said this present pal rep from not from Granby said he's spending $80,000 on the Pierre Charles Boulevard, which in case the Taiwan is built. And that thing, that was not making no sense. No sense. Because that $80,000, we could do it to do the Mopo Road, because they stopped the Mopo Road, do the Mopo Road, do the Temon Road. At least that money can at least help the country the constituency. And right now, this man, he don't have a plan for Granby. This man carries 7 ministries. Our last minister that was there, he didn't have a ministry. I was calling him a minister, but he didn't have a ministry. On the road bells carried administration. In Granby, none of our pal reps never carry neither 4 ministries. That one from St. Joseph carries 7 ministries. Seven. And this man is not doing nothing at Granby. He's not doing nothing.
So
The only
besides the
thing they say
painting of the wall,
he's doing some.
I thought I heard about a road construction project going on in Granby.
The road
No?
construction, they stop it. They stop it at Chateau. That is at Chateau, but it's by the that is by the thing, by the cemetery, public cemetery on the boulevard. They stop the road. They stop it. And they are supposed to continue to finish right to the end, but they stop it.
Right.
So when you stop it, like nothing, like already get that enough. But at least do the road from end, start it from the top to the bottom. Because all
Right.
who have the money, all who have the CBI money, all who have it, all who got the money. So let us use it. But this government, like they have a plan. Like when they do certain things, like you blind, you could see just you see in one eye. Oh, you did that, but that is not development. That is like, for instance, you painting somebody, you painting just a little free. You not painting half of their lips. You just painting a little. You're not painting half of their lips. So he's just in a kind of a way like he'd have dumb and stupid people. So some of the supporters will support it, because remember, I cannot say nothing. Is your supporter, you will support anything the person do. No matter do good or bad, you will support. But you know, for a fact that is not good. You're supposed to end it. You start it from the top, finish it to the bottom, because you got the money. But
Now,
he
has he
didn't
had
do.
any meetings with the people of Granby since he was elected?
No meeting as it. No meeting.
Okay, so no
No
meetings.
meeting. The only thing he's doing on Thursdays, he come in constituency day, he come in at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. When he come, he have, for instance, he having a line of people. A line of people waiting, people that come in to ask for some funds to fix their house. Because that is the same thing I'm just telling you. If he had that money using to pay by for the sea blast, he could take that money and help some of the people for their homes. Because right now, Grand Britain into right now, it going low down on a poverty way. And then people was never poor. Grand Bay was never poor. Granby people used
Or,
to
or
work hard.
at least present a plan. So maybe the painting of the wall is just one aspect of the plan, but at least present a plan to the people of what what we're going to do in Grand Bay, so
What
that
you going,
that the painting of the wall
that
is
is
not the only thing that will be
excellent.
happening.
Yeah, that is excellent. That's a good point. Very good. You could be a minister for Granby. I would applaud you for that.
No thanks.
I could applaud. Yes, you could a minister because why? You will come and you will meet the people, have a word with the people who for you, who against you. You have to have a word with them because you are the minister. But which in case he playing and what he doing, he's so glad he have COVID. He put in a black mask. So which in case you cannot recognize his face properly. He don't put in a white mask. He put in a black mask. So
Yeah,
you cannot
people
recognize his
have
face
now
properly.
figured out. So people have now figured out that he's there every Thursday, so they can approach him to ask for what are they asking for? Building materials. What are people asking for?
Material in their homes, to help them in their roofs, to help them in the kitchen. They are the one who asking now. And Grand Bay was never like that. Grand Bay was never like that. Grand Bay was a constituency, people independent. I always believe so. And I always so. I raise up so. Independent people. You could do what you have to do for it to make funds meet funds. Not to go and do certain bad things, but you could work to achieve. But this present government and his minister trying to bring Granby to a poverty. But I will not accept it. I will never, because I keep on telling some people, work hard to achieve. Don't look on somebody to give you. You have all your strength, you could work, you could achieve. So don't let
And
people.
any plans for the young people of Grand Bay at all?
Oh, no plans. The only plans I had a good plan for Granby. I had a good plan for Granby. The plan I had for Granby is to develop Granby like we could put a water factory. The plan for Granby, and we would get the funds from the outside world. We would get it and we would have do something where I would have created a group, at least 6 groups, so we could at least say, okay, look at the secretary, look at this person there, everybody sign, and I know, okay, that is not done that thing alone. That is everybody's business. That is everybody's business. I don't do something and I hide it. No, I come and tell you and tell you if we want it, if we're doing it, we have to have a group. So in business works. You have to have a group so you can afford to work, and so that they cannot point on you and say, "It's you that do this, you do that." You have a group because one hand no clap, it's two hands claps. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do now, what I'm trying my best, I running my passengers around. I have some notes because I have a lot of notes. If we have to stay, Miss Simon, we're going until 6 o'clock because
Well, we can only stay for the next 10 minutes.
yeah, I just telling you because I have a lot of news for this. I have a lot of news and nice
Yeah.
news, not fake news. I don't give fake news. I talk spiritually and I speak. I'm not taking my talk back. That is what I'm doing. I'm not taking it back.
Yeah, but
I am
let's
giving
get
it
back
straight
to
to
the
you.
gas prices, and I'm happy you're giving us an update on what's going on in Grand Bay. But let's get back to the gas prices. So, have you guys approached the transportation board on what you're considering doing in terms of if no help is forthcoming, you're going on strike on April 1st? Have you approached the transportation board? Is there negotiations
No,
at
no,
all
we haven't.
possible?
No, we haven't met them. So we said to ourselves, on we will try to go towards them. We will do our thing Wednesday so that we can go to the board, the transportation board, and have a word with them, have a meeting with them to know what is the mission, what we're going to do, because we have to stand. We have to stand. Because if we don't stand, we will fall. We have to stand, and we have to stand well for us to know where
Right.
we're going.
Yeah, and you
We
guys might
cannot
need
be
to send
there
a
driving
formal
around.
letter, maybe a formal letter to request a meeting.
Yeah, we're going to have some letters going out. We're going to send letters to the medias. Most of the medias that don't want to come, that is up to them. But we will, at least we have to send to notify them like we're going to do something. We don't have to do arbitrary. We don't have to go and mash up people things. No, We are
Oh.
standing in solidarity. We do have, for you to make a demonstration, you don't have to go and build somebody place it now.
Mm-hmm.
For you to do a demonstration, you could do a demonstration back on the side of the road, and you have a demonstration going on very good, and it will be
Mm-hmm.
very successful. Because, for instance, you could at least you could say to yourself, "Yeah, boy, yeah, we could go for that," because the bus drivers can do it. The bus drivers can do it
Mm-hmm.
because the bus drivers are the main man in this island right now. Remember, we don't have banana, we don't have breadfruit, we don't have nothing selling nowhere. That is the bus drivers that doing everything now,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
paying license, paying
And
insurance, paying
you're the
everything.
ones who move the country.
Right, we are the ones. We are
Mm-hmm.
the main guys there now. Country don't move without bus drivers because every
Mm-hmm.
minute we have to put $40 gas, $50 gas.
Hmm.
Because when you put $50 gas, only one trip. You can make two trips if you have
One
fifty
trip
dollars.
on $50
Only one
gas.
trip. $50 petrol. You going up to what's Grand Bay? When you come back down to town, when you're going back up, you have to put another 50. If you make the
Wow.
50. If you make the $50. If. So can you
So it
imagine
sounds
how
like
far to go?
you're almost driving the bus just to pay the gas.
Just to pay the gas and you don't to stay at home for to get crumbs.
Right.
Like it was like and who going to feed you?
Mm-hmm. Pay your
Who going to
bills.
feed you?
Send your
Who going to pay
children
the
to
bills?
school.
Oh, that is
Mm-hmm.
another point. And for
Mm-hmm.
instance, we have it a little bit easier because right now our children do at school every day. If they are at school every day, that's to show you what we go through. And they was planning. We were planning to as the children that going to school in Roseau, $3 per for no matter what age, $3. So can you imagine
And what was
it
the
will be very
original
high.
price? What was the original price?
The original 250,
Okay.
$2.50.
Mm-hmm.
250.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So can you imagine if you have to charge your children $3 to go down, $3 to go up, like $6 per day. When you put it for the week, the mothers say, what?
Yeah,
They can't
it's
go
too
to work.
much. Yeah, because
So we
everybody's
working
suffering. Everybody's suffering.
right now, right now we working with the people. So the people have to work with us.
Mm-hmm.
So if all you see we going through that tribulation, all of us have a local vehicle, all feeling the heat too. So all of have to
Mm-hmm.
join us and let the
Mm-hmm.
government know what happening. What is his next step? Because he's playing
Mm-hmm.
like he playing like the blind mice. He don't
Mm-hmm.
play active. So we have to know what we're doing. We have to know and we have to negotiate very quick to know what this government is doing.
Mm-hmm.
We
Well,
have to
Handbag, I
negotiate.
want to thank you. I want to thank you for joining us. I have to run to another meeting, but I want to thank you for
Okay.
joining us, letting us know the reality on the ground for Dominicans, for bus drivers. With the increase in prices, we've seen other countries take action to cushion the blow at the pump. So I hope that there can be some kind of negotiation that can be done to assist the bus drivers. I hope it doesn't come to the strike that you talk about on April 1st. I hope you guys are able to meet with the transportation board and figure out a way forward. Let us thank a few people who joined us. Pauline, Ian Dorival, Butterskin Prosper, Lyndon George, Alexander Masha Badman is here, Laura D, Will Charles, Jackie, Ernie Vidal, DJ Ebu, nice to see you. Dago Romeo, Gary John, Man, Dangleban is here. So we want to thank everyone who joined us. And we have to continue having these conversations. Again, we don't have to agree with what each other say, but we have to respect each other. So I want to thank you for being here. Of
Yes.
course, I'm Simone Matthew, and it is always great to have this platform, Push Past 10, to be able to bring you these candid conversations and to talk about the reality of our people and just offer some suggestions on the way forward. So, Handbag, you have any final words as we sum up for today?
Well, my final words towards you is like thank you. I applaud you for that. That is very good of you, Miss Simon. And I said to I will give all the guns, all the name I will give. I will thank you for that. But I'm
Yes,
telling the bus drivers live, we have to stand. We have to
mhm.
stand and take our ground for to see where we've been this world. Trust me.
Yes,
And I
yes.
applaud you for
Well,
that. And thank you, Miss Simon.
Yes, and keep
Yes,
me
I'll keep you.
posted
I'll
on
keep
everything.
you.
Yes, keep me
Yes, I'll
posted
keep
on
you.
everything that's going on.
Okay, I will. I will for sure. I
All
will.
right, cool. Thank you,
Okay.
Captain
All the
Can.
best.
Nice to see you. All the best. Take your handbag. Thank you.
Okay. You're
All right,
welcome.
take care.
Thank you. All right. Thank